Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sryashee, and today I'll be talking about the topic food chemistry. Before we go any further, I would like to explain what food chemistry is itself. According to the New World Encyclopedia, food chemistry is a study of chemical processes and the interactions of biological and non-biological components of food. It overlaps with biochemistry and it deals with components such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, water, vitamins, and other dietary products. But however, today's main focus will be how plastic production on the environment provides a negative impact on our health, and which is the biggest prevailing issues in Myanmar. First off, I will talk about the plastic production. So how is plastic produced? The first stage is extraction. Extraction is when petroleum and natural gas is extracted from the ground, as you can see in the picture. While extracting, a lot of toxic substances are released in air and water. These substances are very harmful and can cause cancer and reproductive and developmental disorders. Research shows that people living near these fracking sites are more exposed to these substances, and a pregnant woman who lives near a fracking site has a high chance of birth complications. Next stage is turning oil plastic, and I'll be mentioning its implications too. Here you can see that small molecules are combined into polymers by applying heat and pressure. And then a lot of additives are added to give them their desired characteristics. For instance, brominated compounds are used to impregnate waterproof jackets. However, these additives are dangerous and can escape in food and indoor dust. Young children who always eat school lunches are more exposed to plasticizer used in food containers. It can harm the reproductive organs, and substances such as endocrine disruptors can evoke diseases such as cancer, obesity, and diabetes. Exposure to toxic chemicals. There are four main ways how we can be exposed to toxic chemicals. The first one is extraction of benzene and other chemicals can affect our immune system and can cause liver and kidney damage. The second one is refining and manufacturing emissions of different toxic chemicals can cause cancer, eye and skin irritation. Third one is waste management through emission of heavy metals such as mercury and lead and can cause toxic recycling, which can cause GI, lung disease, and other diseases such as diabetes. Last but not least, fresh water, oceans, farmland, and air through emissions of microplastic can cause lung, GI, heart-related disease, cancer, and diabetes. Here we can see the repetition of cancer a lot. And cancer is one of the most deadliest diseases around the globe. And you're lucky enough if you can detect it in stage 1. But if you detect the cancer cells in stage 3 or 4, the success rate is very low, unfortunately. The problems. I have found the 4 most important problems for this issue. First one is we consumers have no way of identifying what contain risky chemicals. Most retailers have no idea what products they are selling or buying from the manufacturers. The second one is hiding information. Information gets lost when supplying by manufacturer as it is confidential business information. The third one is usage of endocrine disruptors, which are a group of plasticizers that upsets the endocrine system and can cause harmful diseases. Last but not least, using hot foods in plastic and in food containers. This is the biggest issue in Myanmar because mostly all of the food are carried in plastic bags and not like hard plastic bag, loose plastic bag, which are even worse because they can easily melt. And as BPA.net says, ABC.net says that BPA found in plastic are injurious to health when created because they can cause various types of cancers. Usage of plastic in Myanmar. Here in this picture, you can see the amount of plastic here is unbelievably a lot. Like, can you see? The whole ground is covered by plastic. And here, the upper Irrawaddy region is contributed 58 tons of plastic per day. And Yangon, Myanmar's capital, is further 32 tons and 29 tons respectively. According to Thank Myanmar themselves, 119 plastic waste are washed into the ocean every day, making Irrawaddy one of the most polluted rivers in the planet. This needs to stop. The solution. So let's come and talk about the solutions. I have provided three main solutions. The first one is transparency between the sellers and consumers about the precautionary measurement and composition of the product. Europe has already adapted to this method, including country of origin of labeling, and they are doing pretty good. The transparency rate has increased and benefited the economically widely, and I would mention it in the next slide how it has. Producers taking responsibility. The only way the toxic cycle can be broken is when producers take responsibility. One of the main Myanmar organizations called Zero Plastic have already taken initiatives. They have replaced plastic bags into cotton or paper bags. They have used silicone straws instead of plastic straws, and they're using glass bags, glass bottles or water bottles instead of plastic bottles. Avoidance of plastic as carrier of foods. Public awareness on harmful impacts of plastic. Using plastic as food carrier needs to be declared as punishable offense in restaurants and hotels. A country such as Rwanda has already banned single use of plastic, and Germany is planning to do it in 2021. They have shown strict rules and regulations and big penalty when these rules are broken. Justification. You may ask, will it work? Yes, it will. Firstly, I've mentioned transparency, and it is very crucial for us consumers and sellers to know what ingredients are used to make any of these object when we're buying to take any further precautions and etc. This can also economically benefit us as being transparent plays a major role when it comes to selling and buying and promoting. Furthermore, if the producers take responsibility, the amount of waste products can be lowered. It leads to less cost and waste disposal, thus saving energy. If the producers take responsibility and the ownership of the objects they produce, they can manufacture new products by reusing waste products in the manufacturing process. This way, waste won't end up in lakes and rivers and pollute any further. Lastly, avoidance of plastic containers. As mentioned before, when harmful plasticizers are heated, it becomes toxic and causes deadly diseases. Switching to materials such as steel is a better idea. Providing public awareness camps and educating people about the negative impacts of plastic is the first step to success. This way, people are more likely to understand. But if they don't, there are always strict rules and regulation and punishment for people to understand its importance. I know, like, strict rules and regulation may be sounding a little too much strict, but hear me out. This is when many people around the world don't take this issue seriously. This is when rules and regulation comes in, and strict rules can promote fear among people, and I'm sure people will understand. It is now or never. Let's help our Mother Earth before it's too late. So, thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you can understand what I meant. And thank you so much for your time.